Hey family and friends, it's your boy Sean. I hope you're staying safe and sound in quarantine. I wanted to share with you how I made this face mask out of an old t-shirt of mine. So I want to give a shout out to Daisy Multifacetica, and I'll leave a link to her YouTube page down below so you can check her out and print out the patterns. Those are great. Here we go. I started to trace out the pattern. So I'm just going to cut out a pattern out of this material, which is going to end up being the back portion of the material, the pocket where you'll be able to put the filter. Yep, so I'm just cutting, pinning. I'm not like a professional seamster or whatever you want to call it, but I thought it'd be fun to make some masks. And so I got a sewing machine. Shout out to my mom for hooking me up with the sewing machine. So right now I am placing all the pieces in order. So I'm putting two back layers. I'm putting the back layer first, then I'm putting the outside layer and facing both pieces of the outside layer together, and then another piece of the back layer, pinning them together and sewing them from the front of the point, top of the point, down to the bottom of the face mask. And I like to sew it twice, as Miss Daisy said, just to keep it secure. So next I'm cutting out little triangular notches so that when I turn it right side out, it won't be bulky along the center of the mask. There you go. Now I'm gonna sew the portion that's gonna become the pocket for the filter. This material was kind of tricky to work with, so I had to be careful. And again, gonna sew from the top of the point of the face mask to the bottom. I am so sorry, my hands are ashy. I've been washing them quite often. Now I'm ironing it just to make sure everything is smooth. And now you want to take the back edge of the pocket portion and create two folds. One fold is going to be about 1/4 of an inch, and then the second fold will be about an inch. And then you want to iron that and make sure it lays flat so you can sew it. It's not the best camera angle for this, but I think you can get the idea. Yeah, fold it nice and neat. And pin that sucker. Here we go again. I'm gonna sew it from the top to the bottom. It's actually kind of therapeutic for me. Got my mind off a lot of things. So there you are. There's the back portion, the pocket portion to hold the filter. And so you'll open that up and place it on the right side of the mask. All right, make sure it lays flat and no lumps, no anything. You want to pin that up together. And then you're gonna pin the bottom. Nice. And make sure it's nice and flat. Okay. And you're gonna sew it from the top corners of the mask so it can stick together. And then you flip it and do the bottom of the mask so the filter pocket is aligned and secured to the front of the mask. Yep. Take a look, make sure you like your work, lay it out. That's what you should end up with. For the nose bridge, I have been using that coily like wire thread, but for this one, I'm going to use a coffee bag tie that keeps your coffee fresh. So I just sewed that to the bridge of the nose. And it was really easy to sew through. That plastic wasn't too bad on this machine, so I was kind of happy about that. There you go. Next is my favorite part. You flip the whole bad boy inside out, or right side out rather. And there you have it. Your mask is starting to take shape. You can shape the nose, flatten it out, grab your iron, make sure everything is neat. Now you're gonna take the edges of your mask and flatten them about 1/4 of an inch, but it may vary based on the mask you're making. But you just want to fold down the tops to make it nice, because you're going to end up sewing the perimeter of the mask. Then once you've done that, start sewing the perimeter of the mask, both to keep the flaps, the edges attached, and also it ends up giving this mask a nice finish. I'm still kind of a novice at this sewing stuff, so please forgive me if I look clumsy. Get it all the way around. Make sure everything's aligned and looking good. The center of the mask will be the hardest to get through because there's a little bit of bulk there, but just take your time, all right? Now you're gonna fold the outside edges again in that 1/4 of an inch first roll and an inch for the second, and then sew it. That is where you're going to place the air holders, the air elastics. There's a couple of different ways you can do that. You can put the elastic in the hole, in the socket, and then sew it, but I have a different method to do that. You just want to make sure that these are nice and secure. All right, there you have it. Now for the ear loops, I used headbands that I bought from the 99-cent store and cut them into strips, and they turned out to be too long. They were 15 inches, so I ended up cutting them down to about 12 inches. I use a safety pin to get them through the loops. Made a little loose knot so whoever's going to wear this can adjust it. And this second one was a little bit more tough to get through its loop. It was a little tighter, so I used a crocheting needle for hair to pull the safety pin through. And boom, there you have it, your own homemade face covering. You can wear whatever you want. I thought this one came out looking pretty fly. And if you like my video, please like and subscribe to my channel, as I'll be posting more videos in the future for your enjoyment. Thank you for watching, and until next time.